I'm from a small rural area in Arkansas, full of superstitions and odd beliefs. To outsiders, we look and sound crazy, but if you're from here, you would understand. Growing up, I always heard stories of monsters. Just thought it was to keep us behaving, but never would they mention the name of these odd stories to us kids. But they took it very seriously. Yeah, what a life. Come in before it's too dark. Walk backwards when you walk past the graveyard. Yeah, them type of rules. Another odd rule here is they say if you see toys laying around, even brand new shiny ones, leave them be. You walk right on past them and continue on your way. Never knew why, but Mom said that's how kids disappeared. That was very hard for me too. I love toys. I'm 11, but I still play with them. My cousins would come over to play, and before we went outside, she would remind us not to pick up toys. Maybe she noticed I'd picked up the toy clock on my path home. I was just overthinking it. I had to be. She would never go into detail about the consequences, but she would remind us by saying, "He gives, you take. He takes, you give." One day, a man pulled into our driveway distraught. It was our neighbor. He told my mother some disturbing news. Her face got so pale and twisted, it caused me at that young age to be on alert. She quickly turned to me and said, "He gives, you take. You take, you give, he takes." I know the neighbors spotted toys around their property, but who's doing it? This only happens when a toy is picked up off the path. How does this person always know? My mom gathered me and my older cousins and told us a kid grabbed a toy. We have to prepare. Then she yelled, "Nobody pick any toys up." Later that evening, I decided to go by the barn to get the toy clock I hid. Mom shouldn't mind. With my little red clock, even though it didn't work, I sat and played by the barn. But as I started to head toward the house, I saw this shiny new truck by the edge of the barn. It was similar to the one I saw on the path, but it was right in front of the barn. I wanted it so badly. Maybe if I play with it and not take it, I wouldn't get in trouble. As I touched it, I heard my mom's voice. "Hey baby, I bought you this truck. Take it." But she's never in the barn. "Mom," I yelled back. Nothing. "Mom, I can't see you." As I picked it up, I heard my mother yell, "No!" from the opposite direction, toward the house. Before my undeveloped brain could react, I heard in a raspy, throaty voice, "Would you like the truck? You've been such a good boy." Immediately, I started to tremble. I couldn't get my body to react. I then again heard my older cousins yelling, "Drop the truck!" Then I heard the voice again. Look, I felt eyes staring at me. And sure enough, standing at the edge of the barn was it, or him, or whatever. It was some humanoid red eyes shining in the darkness. The it my mother never mentioned was standing right before me. My mother and cousins started running toward me. This can't be real, I thought to myself. His claws as sharp as a butcher's blade. His skin blue, the same blue that someone's skin turns as they're choking. My mother and cousins are halfway to me. Then I realized I was the reason this thing was here. The toy clock started to turn vigorously. The thing smirked, teeth showing, red eyes piercing into my soul. He then said, "You give, he takes. You take, you give." I don't know where I'm at now. I want to go home.